I'd ask you all to think about someone in your lives that you maybe underestimated at some point. Maybe it's someone that you looked at a different way for whatever reason, some bias, maybe where they were from, their background, past performance. Everywhere I've been, I've had to find people that had something to prove. I've had to find people that others underestimated for whatever reason, and somehow pull out of them the best traits so that they can overachieve relative to people think they can. And I say that to you and I ask you to think about someone in your life, someone who you thought you overlooked, someone who you thought you underestimated. And if you go back to them and you ask yourself those moments in that underestimation, did you think that they can make an impact on you? Did you think that they can make an impact on others? Do you think that they could seemingly change the world? Nick Colleluori was that for me. You know, Nick Colleluori was this fighter, this energetic, this captivating person. What drew me to him was the captivation that others were drawn to when he talked to him. What he taught me was he taught me how to love. I say he taught us how to love because Nick was unapologetically himself. It didn't matter the environment. He was going to believe in himself. He was going to demand that you accept him. And he was unafraid of anything. Size of other people, speed, didn't matter. You know, he was a 5'7" kid who was the lineman on his football team, right? That doesn't make sense. He was one of the toughest players as one of the smallest guys out there. The first time I watched him in a college moment was against North Carolina in a fall scrimmage. He was on the wing of a face-off. And in his first college moment, against one of the better teams, against the bigger people, he runs in off the wing and he knocks 3 people down in one stroke. Knocks them down. I looked at Coach Stanowski, who's the coach of Duke. We were on the sidelines together and I said, we got something. We got a kid who's going to inspire us. And from that moment on, he did. He inspired other people by who he was, by being himself, by what he said, and what he did. When I think about Nick, I think about the legacy he leaves and has left. When I talk about Nick's legacy, I talk about one specific trait that he had. He was probably the best teammate I've ever been around in 23 years of college coaching. There's never been a better teammate than Nick Colleluori. As they were driving up to Hofstra's campus, telling us that we had to grab Nick, bring him out of class, and then we're going to tell him that he had cancer. He has absolutely no idea what is about to happen. When we walk in there, he sees his mom and dad sitting on the couch. And within a few minutes, he's told that he has cancer. The first words that came out of Nick's mouth, I want to tell my teammates. In that moment of sheer despair, in that moment where you've been told the worst news imaginable, the first thing that Nick thought about was others. So in his last days, we took our team down to see Nick. And I can remember walking into the Colleluori house, and there's this nervousness about what was going to happen. And Nick took over. Nick took the room over. When I say he was unapologetically himself, he captivated 50 young men and made them feel comfortable within minutes. And that living room, it could have been the Hofstra locker room. Nick wanted to make his teammates feel comfortable to be themselves. And he made certain that every person who walked out of that house felt that peace that he had fought to the bitter end, that he had accepted his fate, and that his legacy was going to live on. Because his vision, his desire to make an impact on the world lives on through each of you. I ask you to be vulnerable enough, just like Nick, to look at others in a way that doesn't judge. Look for the good in others. Look for the best version that anyone who comes into your life can possibly have. Because Nick Colleluori proved to me that there is something in every single person that can make an impact on a small part of the world, and for Nick's example, a big part of the world.